If you're not sure how to navigate the next season of your career, you need to decide if you're going to use a map or a compass as you go through this next season. I'm going to help you decide which option is going to be better for you so that you can navigate this moment with clarity and intentionality. If you work in an industry or a company that has a highly structured, very linear progression, then I would suggest a map is probably going to be a better option for you than a compass. It means that you'll have plenty of signposts, plenty of markers, directions to navigate your career and get you to the next stage. If, however, the company or industry that you work in feels more like traversing a wild, uncharted ocean or navigating terrain that has never been explored before, then you need a compass to navigate this next stage of your career. This video, honestly, is not going to be about the map. This is going to be all about how do you find your internal compass? How do you navigate the next season of your career when there is no clear way? There's no street markers, there's no direct signposts telling you which way to go. You need to hone into your compass and you need to use that so that you can make an intentional move with this next step of your career. If you can learn to navigate by your internal compass, it is a powerful force in directing you in a way that'll lead you to a satisfying, meaningful, significant life. I want to lead you in this video on how to discover that compass, how to really identify it. The first thing that you need to do is you're going to need to set aside time for some serious self-reflection, looking internally, identifying what really matters to you, and that will be a powerful force driving you forward. There's three key concepts that I want to talk about today, and that is your values, your purpose, and your mission. Okay, the first point is your values. Your values is the core foundation for establishing your compass. It's really the driving force that powers and enables that compass. It's the internal twinge. You can feel it the strongest when you're aligned to your values or when you're misaligned to that values. What you need to do is you need to learn to listen to that voice more. And you do that by identifying with clarity what your core values are. This is something that often we don't spend the time to do. We don't intentionally do. We kind of go through life and we listen to that voice a little bit here and there, and it does help us navigate. But you need to get a bit more clear and intentional if you want to be really driven by your compass. So spend some time and evaluate what are your key foundational values. I'll link to Brene Brown's value discovery, and what she suggests is that you need to narrow it down to one of your two core values. That's a pretty hard exercise to do, but I encourage you to lean into that because that will give you a lot of clarity and you can have all the other values that matter to you underneath, laddering down from those. I'll also share another free tool that you can use to do a bit of a values discovery and find out what really matters to you the most. Okay, next point is purpose. What I want you to think about with purpose is what kind of impact do you want to have? What kind of impact do you want to have on individuals, on communities, on the world, on society? This is a really important question because it shapes the direction that you take, the opportunities that you take, and the daily habits that you have and the way that you get significance and satisfaction out of the work that you do. Do you want to have an individual instant impact on people, be able to look in their eyes and see the impact that you're having straight away? Or do you want to play a more broad role in impacting a community and see incremental growth towards successful outcomes that drive community-wide change? Or are you a more macro person? You want to have a longer term strategic impact on society as a whole or large swaths of society. Identify that and think about where you get the most satisfaction and meaning from. Okay, finally, think about mission. If you were put on this planet for one specific purpose, for one specific mission, what would that be? That's a pretty broad question. You may not know the answer to that, but that's fine. But what I want you to do is think about what is the problem that you are put here to solve. Think about it in a few different layers. So the first layer is your neighborhood. That might be your individual team or the company that you work for. What problems are there that you can impact, that you can make a change, that you can really solve these problems? Then think a bit larger scale. Think about the community that you're in. That could be your industry, your sector, or your company, or your state. Think about the biggest problems that face your industry, the biggest problems that face your co-workers or your larger, broader community or your state or your country. And then finally, think about global problems? What are the biggest problems that you know the world is facing right now across society, across the whole different broader population? What are our biggest problems? Those are big questions, but if you can align your mission to solving some of the most crucial problems, that again will give you a real sense of direction and clarity with your mission. That'll actually help you endure a lot of challenges throughout your career. Things like not having enough energy or motivation, or the kind of work that you're doing being really tough and painful. If you are aligned with your values, with your purpose, and with your mission, you can endure anything. You can make significant changes and impact in the most powerful, significant ways. Okay, I hope that's helped. Look, that's the difference between a map and a compass. I really hope that this can help you navigate your career to have a more impactful, more meaningful, significant career, make a difference in the world. I believe that you can do it. I'm excited to see you go for it. So take some time, dive in, and get that compass dialed in. Good luck, you've got this.